because as of now, no one is here. We are in the car. We are in Texas. We're in San Antonio, heading south to Brownsville. Got a whole crew here. Got quite a bit of a crew. We shall see if anyone discovers this hidden message, because so far it appears I am alone.
We're all quiet as church mice.
We have more people in the car than we do in the chat on the stream by 4.
Lisa will be there if I call her.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we should have told her.
Call my wife, let her know.
All right.
An audience.
Well, that's all right. Let's just get started. Here's the 6 big takeaways from things that you may not have noticed at Investor Day. The first one is it's a big, diverse team. There's a lot of people who are not Elon Musk who are on stage. Hello, somebody who just joined us. There are a lot of people on stage who are not Elon Musk. And the whole point of it was to show the investors, there we are, hello Tesla Hype, haven't seen you in a little bit. We haven't seen these presentations that were not Elon focused as much. This one wasn't Elon focused. This one was expert focused. This one was everybody who knows what they're doing and what they're talking about gets to be on the stage. And why? To put investors' minds at ease, to show them that if something were to happen, the key man risk is perhaps overstated. It's not necessarily as big of a deal as we thought. The company's going to be just fine with or without him, better with him, presumably. And to really send that message home, to really hammer it home, to really... When he wasn't on stage, what was he doing? He was tweeting about Ukraine and the pretty weird right-wing Twitter handle @CatTurd2. He got some love. That's totally what you do when you're trying to convince investors that, that there's something else going on. So that was a big takeaway. Another one is we got to finally meet Tom Zhu, the Magi of Shanghai, and see that he really might have been a big piece of the secret recipe in Shanghai that made the factory there work so well. Now, I was of the impression that it was going to take several months to get a few percentage points of increase in productivity and savings out of Fremont, now that he's over on the U.S. side. And it wasn't. In December alone, there was a massive productivity gain. And I have it on good authority. I'm not saying that we missed a turn, huh? It's turning you around.
Oh, for shit's sakes.
Yeah. I'll let you deal with that. I'll let you deal with that. So I'm not driving, so a little bit safer. So
yeah, just butt out. Don't pay attention. It'll be fine.
Pay no mind to the chauffeur. So what that's saying is, there's a lot of efficiencies that he was able to bring quickly. And I have it on good authority that the same thing is happening in other factories in the U.S. already. The big thing Tom Zhu did in Fremont was tidy it up. It is cleaner than it has ever been, and that's apparently Tom's work. I can share that. It's not, I know what you're thinking, that sounds like non-public information, but I did hear it in a public place. It may not have been directed to me, but I was close enough, and I have ears. So that's information. So that's what Tom Zhu's doing. And that's a bit of secret sauce, because I didn't think that they would be able to necessarily improve efficiencies so massively in the US, especially at that old NUMMI plant at Fremont. But it worked. Apparently it is doable. Next big one I noticed, hidden in plain sight, was how far behind the legacy guys are. So we've got the 2017 Model 3, in many ways still stands out as the gold standard in EVs. In terms of sedans, it's got the biggest frunk, the best efficient, among the best efficiency, if not still the best efficiency, excellent range. It has still got everything going for it, and it's still got the best thermal management system in the Super Bottle. That's an outdated bit of tech. We don't use that kit on the new stuff. So while the legacy guys are still chasing the models from 5-6 years ago, yeah, it's a problem because they've already moved on to Model Y. And Ford's like, well, we're already adopting Model Y philosophies. Great. But Cybertruck philosophy is coming, which is simpler still. And on its heels is going to be the next gen, the third generation, kind of even simpler thing with all the with all the improvements and efficiencies. I want to say a quick hello to MD Hofsty. JJ, I did see you there. I will get to you, don't you worry. And hello to everyone who's joined us. We're up to 13.
Don't worry, he's perfectly safe. Jeff is driving.
And looking entirely at the camera.
What?
Never mind. Hefe. We've also got Ed in here who's been taking some awesome photos for us. And Brian doing some videography. We've got some really beautiful footage coming up. You'll be able to tell which footage is his. It's out of character in terms of quality. So, next big thing we've got is they're going to be doubling the Supercharger network next year, at least in the US. It may expand quite rapidly in other countries too, but in the US it's going to double. It's a big deal. And we're seeing those magic docks. Thank you, Julius. I do have new insights. Those magic docks are rolling out a lot wider and a lot faster than I expected, and I think it's because they're getting paid for them. I think the IRA money, they are eligible for it just by opening the chargers rather than building them. But the big good news about getting all these chargers out, the charger money is finite. It is a finite pool of money. It is first come, first serve. So who's going to get the chargers out quickest? Well, who can build them quickest? Nobody can build a charging network faster than Tesla. And while some may say, well, I really want more competition. Yes, but at what price? The competition's had the opportunity for years to get their ducks in a row, and I'm not even sure they have ducks. And if they do, I'm pretty sure they're all corkscrew, if you know what I mean. Not important. Thing is, it's good that Tesla's getting these charger money and building the charging networks because Tesla chargers just plain work. And this is going to be an absolute cash center. Yeah.
Holy Toledo.
That is beautiful.
Look at the back fender.
Yes, quality. Quality. So the next big one hidden in plain sight, the vertical integration, more the corporate synergy, I guess you'd say. The $30 a month unlimited charging at night, that's going to be orchestrated. That's going to be made possible because of the power walls. And because Tesla is uniquely a utility in Texas. General Motors is not a utility. They cannot offer this program. They don't have power walls. This is not a thing they could do. Ford could aspire to it since they have vehicle to grid through the Lightnings, but it wouldn't be terribly effective. It might not make much sense because you can't really arbitrage within a single vehicle to a vehicle. It just wouldn't work. So the power walls, they can do it. They can make it happen. And if you can do it for $1 either way, then yeah. Who is this saying, so I'm alive? I am, but I am a little sunburned.
Give me time.
Pretty unpleasant.
Give me time.
And I guess, let's see, are we there already? Yeah, I guess the sixth one is that there is, as you guys have heard me say twice a month since kind of forever, there's enough lithium. It is not in short supply. The US alone has enough lithium to withstand the entire green revolution. The entire transition to renewables could be handled with just the lithium, just in the United States. Thank you, Julius, for the $3 super chat. I appreciate that so much. So let's see. Let's go to the chats. Finally, Call Me Kevin finally caught what he thinks of the total vehicle sales will be for Tesla. Rather crazy. I watched Meet Kevin's reaction last night, and then his live stream. It seems like it was a 180 in opinion.
Is he catatonic yet?
He likes to say different things at different times to different people.
Yeah.
So he can always have both opinions, and one of them will be right. I've never met him in person. I've met him in passing at an event a year ago. Let's see. OMD. Oh, Chandra Das, good to see you. Moon Unit. Hauling string beans to Virginia.
Still in that parking lot we left him.
No, he's hauling string beans to Virginia.
Oh, wow, there we go.
Elon should save Nikola.
Why?
So, JJ, I did say I'd get back to you. No, that was a different person. But JJ said, y'all notice Elon has hydrogen in the roadmap. Yes, and not for transportation. For industrial applications, there are ways in which it could work. It is not made from reformed natural gas. It is better.
Reformed gasoline. Like they used to.
Oh yeah. As long as it's not made from fossil fuel, it is an improvement over using fossil fuel. Unfortunately, right now with hydrogen, so much of it is still made from fossil fuel. So that would just add steps and reduce efficiency. I think you'd probably just continue using natural gas rather than. But once you can get to absolute green hydrogen, that would work for industrial applications and for applications where just high density. Long haul flight, perhaps. I mean, hydrogen is kind of a bear to store in something like that, but for transportation, maybe not ideal. Pull up the comments again. Come on, show me the chat. I think, Mr. Nelson says, I think the biggest takeaway in the investor day yesterday was when you're going to show us the new gen cars and the Cybertruck is how you're going to meet. Yeah, and those will be interesting. A lot of people were very upset that they didn't unveil the vehicle. It shouldn't come across as too big of a surprise. Yeah.
Osborne effect.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and the time wasn't right for a product unveiling. You want that to be just a product. Emily Hobbs is saying the idea of the Mexico factory is going to be with a small model and a cargo van for expansion to 1.2 billion vehicle sales. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see. Boy, I tell you, I am getting lit up on Twitter and in the comments of the older videos about saying that Mexico wasn't happening. And I remind you, Mexico wasn't happening. There was nothing happening. We had conflicting cities. We had the president himself saying there wasn't enough water in the location that was finally chosen. We got to keep the people who Giga Mexico City is happening, they're not getting dragged. It's crazy. It's truly crazy. Locking in mineral supply at the miners. They are prototyping the processing and sharpening it with partners. And yeah, they're planning to have that Corpus Christi location open in 10 to 12 months. Ground has already been broken. We are considering going out there tomorrow to look at dirt, but I don't know. I don't know if we can justify it. So they're moving faster than anybody. And there are a lot of interesting things I learned about the operations in Giga Texas, which I will be sharing once I get some guidance on the finer details of, I guess you'd say, the legality of it. Is that what I'm trying to determine? Take the L, Brian. No. If people are not getting grief about saying Giga Mexico City is happening, then I don't get grief for saying I'm waiting until there's confirmation.
¿Dónde está el agua?
Because you have to have confirmation, man. You have to have if you want me to run with absolute rumors with no confirmation, I can do that. It's just a really lousy thing to do. This was an investor day to court the institutional investors, not us retail investors, that are already convinced of the potential. Yeah, Julius is right. We know what we're talking about. We know what we're looking at. And some of the things that they said, some of the lessons that were taught were dumbed down. Like you were talking to someone who had never heard of these things. And I suspect that's why. But what's the point of it? What's the point of Investor Day? They're not trying to raise more money. What is the point? Are they just trying to drive the stock price up? I don't know. It's all a bunch of good questions.
Get the institutionals in there.
But why? For what benefit? What benefit is there to having the institutional investors on board? I don't know. So if you got any comments or anything, let me know. I'm going to cut this out in about 3 minutes here because we are on the correct road once again, which is pretty sweet. Yeah.
I should say hi to Lisa, though.
Jeff should say hi to Lisa. Back.
So when she sees it later on the repeat.
Harry Chu has a question. Elon used to say, retail understood Tesla more than institutional. Considering how wrong influencers have been, would you stand by that statement today? I don't know in what way the influencers have been wrong. If you mean in terms of value, in terms of predicting the stock price, I would say everyone is wrong all the time because knowing the future is impossible. And with these things, especially with even algorithmic trading, as soon as you have an algorithm that works, it doesn't, because that's the nature of it. It is impossible to do. If you had an algorithm that worked, it would push other people's algorithms to change and it would make it stop working. So and
the algorithms are all backward looking too.
Yes, yeah.
Based on
the algorithms
technicals.
are, yes. So then you've got, if the question is, do we think that the influencers don't know better than the analysts? The influencers absolutely know better when it comes to the products, the tech, and generally the prospects. The analysts have given no value to stationary storage, even now. Maybe a couple of them are giving it a little bit of value, but that is pants on head crazy right there. If you're not counting that, you do not know what you're counting. So it depends on which influencer you mean, definition of it, and it depends, of course, on which things they're trying to predict. I don't like to predict stock values because I know that that's my weakness, but it's everyone's weakness. And you'll get people who get lucky for a while, but that's all it is luck. All right. So, yeah, if you're catching this on the replay, which all but 34 of you are, I want to thank you for coming and checking it out. What did I miss? What did I misunderstand? Leave me all your thoughts in them comments below. Share your juicy wisdom, your blinding brilliance, all that good stuff. And stay tuned, stay juicy. And I can't wait to hear from you, clever robots. On the flippity flop.